Hi, Phil. You're asking, have you ever been duped online or duped anyone online? I actually have a very funny story about that. And, well, while I was fooled in the process, the story isn't so much about me as much as it is my mom. Now, I'm not going to name any real names because we are in an ongoing thing that I can't get into. Well, to start off, about a year and a half to 2 years ago, my mother met this guy online and they started talking and whatnot. And before you ask, no, the story does not end with, oh, he turned out to be a 50-year-old, 500-pound Asian man. No, they met for dinner at a very nice restaurant, and the guy was real. He was there. They had a good time. Let's just call this guy Dennis. Now, my mom and Dennis went out for, I'd say maybe like 3-4 months, something like that. Over the course of this time, they go out more and more. She really likes him. He doesn't really say too much about, like what he does, but the more my mom dates him, the more she gets to know him, and also the more I got to know him. We find out he's apparently very, very wealthy. Now, over the course of their dating, I meet the guy. He actually came to our house twice. He seemed like a nice stand-up guy, an honest guy. He seemed like someone who, even though he has money, he didn't seem like a pretentious douche, I have to segue for a second. While they were dating, since before they were dating, while they were dating, after they were dating, and even now, we've been in a legal conflict, let's say, with my stepdad. I can't get into details. Let's just say some major issues that need to be worked out. Now, the house me and my mother were living in was also owned technically by my stepdad, and he had the ability to come and go as he pleased. Anywho, why am I telling you about this? It's a pretense for what I'm about to tell you. Dennis finally says, you know what, it's spring break coming up, why don't you and your son come out to my big house in LA, have a good time, I'll pay for you boarding the dogs, don't worry about it. And me and mom get really excited. We both trust him. We think this is, a good thing. Just in case we have a friend, stay in contact who can go check on the house if we think anything's gone wrong. It'll all be good. And we fly out to LA. We get there and he's not there. We call him and he says, oh, I'm busy in a business meeting in Arizona. I'll be there tonight. Here, I paid for your night in a hotel. Go, around Beverly Hills, get some dinner, have some fun. I'll pay you back tomorrow. That is the last we hear from Dennis. Now, we spend the night together. We actually have a good time. Me and my mom, we go to sleep. We wake up the next morning. He has not gotten back to us since that night. We then call our friend who goes to the house, who has a key, who goes to the house to check it. What was left in the house was stolen. Now, to be clear, not everything was stolen, but specific things were stolen. The locks were not broken, doors weren't broken, windows weren't broken. Gee, I wonder who took everything. Surprise! We find out later that it was my stepfather, who I'm not going to refer to by name. We find out later in court, he hired this man, Dennis, to pose as my mother's boyfriend, basically to get us to trust him and get us out of the house for long enough for my stepfather to come in, take anything he hadn't taken before when he left, and basically screw us over one last time. Now, Phil, I know probably you're asking yourself right now, how the hell is he not in trouble or in jail or anything like that? I'm really wondering the exact same thing. It's a very tricky situation, and I really can't say too much publicly about this. If you want, and I doubt you really care, I could actually talk to you personally about this. I have no problem doing that. I just can't put it on a video on YouTube right now. Like I said, it's a big court situation, and I just can't. I can't get into it. The whole point of this story, it's pretty crazy what people can do when you meet them on the internet. And it also makes you very wary of who you might be talking to and who they really are. And also, to everyone out there who has been duped on the internet, if they say that they think they have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, but in reality it's just some dude or something like that. As long as it doesn't get to the point of when you're really getting hurt in real life, be thankful, because it can get so much worse than just finding out. The girl you were sexting with for 9 months was in fact a 40-year-old dude in Arizona. Just saying. Thanks for listening, Phil. Have a good night.